What's up, Benteau?
What's up, Jimmy T?
Hey.
The king?
So, we're here to talk about Deus Ex.
Deus Ex?
Deus Ex. Frick. Maybe at least 40? I would think.
Of Deus Ex?
I think.
40?
I don't know. I don't see
I
what
don't-
time is.
Stupid. That's like one drawback, PS4. It's so easy to see how much time you played on Xbox.
Yeah.
So easy, and they don't have that at all. Because I would say I'm at maybe like 15, 20.
Is it really? Shit.
So if you're as far as I am, then you've been taking your sweet-ass time doing a lot of shit.
Sweet, yeah.
So far, I've loved this story. The biggest thing in the story in the first one and this one is just like so entrenched with conspiracy and finding who's good, who's bad, who's done what, who hasn't done this, who's done this. And at points it can be kind of confusing and you're trying to play both sides depending, I guess, your playthrough and everything. So that's like how I'm kind of playing. I'm trying to like kind of play both sides. But it's pretty easy to get lost in this story. And I guess I have pushed a little bit forward in this story just for the fact like, I want to know what happens next. But then it's sweet how a lot of the side missions are really tied into the story. And within a mission, sometimes you get like stuff for side missions. And then like Jamie was saying earlier, where if you play a certain mission one way, then it will unlock a side mission. So you have to like play the mission through a certain way because there's multiple ways to do every mission. So I think the story's badass.
Yeah.
And then it does, which is needed for the first one. They do that recap video. Because I did play the first one, but the story is very like, I don't know, it's a little confusing and lots of conspiracy. So having the recap video helped me a lot of remembering because it was like a few years ago.
Yeah, the story is like super thick with like all these lore and like side stuff. And I also would argue that it's not necessarily like good or evil, but more like different end games from different factions, really. And it's just crazy to see.
True.
Yeah, which one you'd want to help out. It's just like you have to actually look into yourself just to figure out what I would do.
Like what faction you align with kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I'm like, say, playing both sides, because right now, like I'm kind of like doing one faction, but also doing another faction, because I haven't really decided if I want to fully do one or not.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. I think Adam is hilarious because he's so stiff because he's mostly a robot. But I'm not sure if he was supposed to be that way or it's just like a quirk that he has, but just how he talks, it's like not monotonous, but like he has the... Yeah, exactly. Even though he is trying to be sympathetic, it's so jarring. I think in a way that's good for me. And as for the other characters, they're like a lot more reflective. They have more emotions in them, though. So I know it's not just like the writing. So yeah, so far I love the characters. I think.
Yeah, I mean you can play Jensen. It gives you lots of different options, so you can kind of be like a pretty big dick all the time if you want, but he's right, like there's no like really like compassionate like empathy options because he is like a robot, pretty much a robot, and he's obviously done some crazy shit in his life, so you can tell he's like pretty hardened. So even his empathetic side is like still pretty cold. But then you can play the other line. There's always like pretty much like a dick option as well, like stop being a pussy or get on with it, or I don't know.
No, but the thing is, even though he's being a dick or he's being empathetic, he'll still talk the same way.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it lives and dies on the supporting cast. Like they're the ones
yeah.
who give the emotions.
Yeah, like that's where a lot of the factions come into play, I guess, is where the emotions come from. So even like your boss, who's like this crazy Australian dude, he provides like one side, and then you're playing this other faction. There's this girl, and she's also an the augment, so she kind of is playing like really chirping that side of you, like, hey, be like one of us type of thing. So she's a pretty good character. Um,
I also Rucker, the leader with the Yark,
Oh
just
yeah,
because
he
we got
was
to
a
that
good
point.
character,
Yeah,
but he's like a leader of like an augment faction. You do like one big mission where you infiltrate like his base and stuff like that. He was a cool character, and right from the get go, actually, you see like a video of him like condoning terrorism and shit like that. Well, that's what the news article says. So he's a cool character. There's lots of cool characters. Even there's like a psychiatrist at your base type thing. Um, she seems like a good character, and she tries to get like the more human side out of you when you talk to her and stuff like that. Obviously, she's a psychiatrist, and um, she gives you side mission based on like an undercover guy that she's worried about and stuff like that.
but you
I
also
don't know.
but you also have to keep in mind that there is conspiracies running throughout. So these people might have secondary motivations that are not brought to the surface. So in my mind anyway, I'm always suspecting them. It's just like, why are you getting me to do this kind of thing? And it's just like, it's crazy to have to think about that for
Yeah,
me.
and like the voice acting's good and stuff, and there's a lot of guys from all over the place, so there's different accents and stuff, which is cool. I mean, the story and characters are awesome, but the gameplay in this is like the best part, in my opinion. Um, just because it gives you so many options. You're doing a mission, and you can just based even on your augments, which are like your powers. You could choose ones that are more, like armor focused. So if you just want to play like a third person shooter type game with like cover shooter, you can play that way, and you pick using rifles and stuff like that if you want. Also, like there's lots of verticality in all the missions, so you may find like there's different floors, so you can climb up into the rafters or find a vent up in the ceiling and go through that. You
Or
can get to the top and
or the
snipe
bottom.
people if you want. Yeah, there's very like different levels, like the sandbox of the levels are. I mean, there's so many options, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure like you would watch me and Jamie do the same mission, and you would take completely different paths through the mission.
Mm-hmm.
So that part's cool. I've personally been playing like mostly stealth, so I've been using like a stun gun, and recently got a trank rifle. So I've been trying to go like stealth, no kills for the most part.
Same with me.
So, and then the cool part is like the augments, which are your powers. And you can kind of choose ones, like there's hacking ones. So to get into certain areas, you got to hack computers or like keypads to break into them.
Oh man! And if you like go hardcore into it, it's actually one of the more stressful parts of the game. I feel.
Yeah,
Just trying to figure out like which nodes to go and choose.
And it kind of comes down to luck of the draw, because you have like certain percentages. Because there's always like when you hack into them, there's security in the computer as well, and sometimes it will give you like a number. It'd be 30% chance that security will get activated if you try to capture this node. So sometimes it's just luck of the draw. Like you could do it one time and go through the entire thing and not have security like catch you at all, and then you could do the same hack and it will get you like right off the start, and you're kind of screwed and you got to try again. But then there's like consumables you can use to help you out with the hacks and stuff like that.
And if worst comes to worst, you can always just use the multi-tool, just to like insta hack it.
Yeah, if it's like something you really want or need, or because sometimes
or in your last attempt.
Yeah, so that part of the game, like the game's like as deep as you want it to be as well. So if you just want to run through the story and like shoot everyone, you could do that.
And actually,
or you could hack every single PC, read every email in those PCs, get all the backstory that you want. Like you could spend so much time doing so many different things.
Actually, to go back on that run in and like shoot stuff like
Yeah.
strategy, the one thing that Ivan and I were talking about that was actually really well implemented was the cover system.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the cover system.
Like it's good for stealth, but it's also really good how it reminds me of Division, where you can like just run from cover to cover kind of thing and like stay in it and like not get completely wrecked by just staying out in the open and figuring out am I safe?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's augments that are more like kill focused, and then there's also ones that are like completely stealth, so you can go invisible, or you can like have silent feet, stuff like that. I don't know. There's like a big jumping one, so you can reach really high levels, so you can get into vents that are high up and stuff.
If people are like listening to this and haven't played it and plan to, get that jumping one like
Yeah,
right
the
off
jump.
the
The jump.
bat.
I found like it's good to pick the ones that give you accessibility to places. So even like there's a lungs one for gas. So you might see like a place where there's gas, but if you don't have that augment, you can't really go in there because you'll die.
To be fair though, even if you don't pick up that augment, there's always other ways to go around, which does
Yeah.
not involve the gas. But it could take a lot
It's
longer.
nice to like know that you can kind of get like anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like hacking is good because then there's lots of doors. Because if you don't do any hacking and you're like, all I have is level 1 hacking, and you like later on the game so far, like most of them are starting to become like level 3 or plus
I think you're supposed to invest at some
into
point
hacking. Yeah, because then you just get more out of the game if you can enter into different areas.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gameplay's really good, I think.
I think so. Oh, and with the hacking too, something that doesn't like get a lot of mention, but you can find data stores that give you extra credits and experience points. Yeah, I found.
And experience, I think, too.
Oh man, and experience is like gold.
Yeah. And then the upgrade system is you gain levels, a certain amount of experience, and get the things called praxis kits. And then you get one, you can put those into your augs and unlock different augs.
Oh, and then we should also talk about experimental augs, where
Oh.
you need to permanently disable another aug to like use them.
Yeah, so
that's-
kind of like part of the story is you get these experimental augs that you didn't know that you had. It's kind of like a good way to show like introduce new augs into the story without just being like, oh, we upgraded you, is like a different way to do it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But if you choose one of those augs, you kind of like you like overheat yourself, so then you got to choose to disable one of them, and that will bring you back down to like a good level. So like, but you got to be choosy on like how you select that, because you know, if you're trying to play stealth, you don't want to like deactivate like a good stealth one. You want to try to choose one like, oh, this one kills guys, I'm not playing like killing kind of thing. So you got to like pick and choose to deactivate the right ones.
Mm-hmm. Which I found really isn't too much of a problem, because there's just some that you'll just won't use just because it goes against your playstyle.
Yeah, like even there's, you know, like he's got those arm blades. Like one of them is you shoot it out and you kill guys. I was like, well, I already got like guns and stuff. Like I don't really need this. So that's like one of the ones I deactivated. I was like, yeah, there's first it's killing, and first I already have like projectiles that can take guys out.
Oh, and speaking of guns, actually, like I like how you can upgrade them, improve them, and you can like stick to one gun that you're constantly like using. So
Yeah, you find like these other they're called upgrade parts, and you can use it to upgrade your either craft things or upgrade weapons.
or yeah, like attach to like a silencer, a scope, a laser.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so gameplay is king.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I would say it definitely feels familiar. So it plays almost exactly the same. So it's like more of the same. But for me, that is a great thing, because the first game was really good.
It's more the same, but enough added into it. Even just like the varying ways that you can attack a level. Like
Mm-hmm.
the missions are a lot like bigger scale, I find.
Oh, and there's
And
definitely like more improvements to the navigation as well.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's definitely feels the same, but enough different to make it, feel like relevant today, kind of thing. Definitely game, straight up game. I can't wait to keep playing. I mean, I feel like fairly addicted to it, and it was exactly what I was wanting from a game at the moment. Like more of like a AAA story based game. Kind of it, and the biggest thing too, it's just whetting my appetite so much for Dishonored too, because
Feels familiar.
it's familiar, and I found out that one of the guys who did the very original Deus Ex in 2000 on PC went on, and he's like one of the co-creative directors of Dishonored.
Oh.
So you can kind of totally feel the same thing. I do like Dishonored a little bit more, I think, just because the art style is different, and I like that a little bit better. But it has the same feel like of gameplay, and I just love that so much. So can't wait. Keep going. Story.
And I will absolutely game. I actually agree with you, but for the most part, I would say I prefer it over Dishonored just because of the setting. For me, I love cyberpunk. That's that's what's up. Yeah,
The world's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm actually looking forward to like maybe doing a loud playthrough because the weapon system is like intriguing to me, and I just like I'm upgrading all these guns, and I'm just like I'm ready to just like
Unload on people.
exactly.
There's some sweet guns, like I got the combat rifle and
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, sometimes really just want to fucking blast
Oh,
everyone
and I
away.
should tell you about the secret rifle that I found, but afterwards. But also the stealth game for me was pretty. Like I love the navigation, like how you can like just like wrap around boxes, and just evade people or just like take them down and like hide their bodies right like as a certain way, so that you don't get caught. Yeah. So
Game.
game.